Ready to become a real estate mogul? Hold on to your down payment for just a moment. There are some seriously uncomfortable truths about property investing that the gurus selling $5,000 courses won't tell you. The dark side of real estate that could drain your bank account and destroy your financial future. 80% of new real estate investors quit within their first 2 years. The average rental property investor makes less than 6% annually when you factor in all the costs. And here's the kicker. Most people have no idea what they're actually getting into when they buy that first investment property. So how do we make sure you don't become another real estate casualty? Stick around, because what I'm about to share might save you from making a six-figure mistake. And hey, if you're new here, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. This channel cuts through the real estate hype and tells you what's really going on. Trust me, you don't want to miss the reality checks coming your way. Let's get started. Fact number 1. Real estate is not passive income. It's a part-time job you don't get paid for. Every real estate guru loves to talk about passive income. Buy a rental property and collect checks while you sleep, they say. But here's what they're not telling you. Those checks come with a price. And that price is your time, your sanity, and often your sleep. At 2 a.m., when your tenant calls because the water heater exploded and there's flooding everywhere, you'll realize just how passive this income really is. When you're spending your Saturday fixing a broken toilet because the plumber wants $300 just to show up, you'll understand why 80% of landlords burn out. But it's not just emergencies. There's screening tenants, collecting rent, handling maintenance requests, dealing with city inspections, managing contractors, and don't even get me started on evictions. One bad tenant can turn your passive income into a full-time nightmare that costs you thousands. Here's the math that'll make you uncomfortable. If you spend 10 hours a month managing a property that nets you $500, you're making $50 an hour. Sounds good, right? But what happens when that becomes 20 hours during a bad month? Now you're down to $25 an hour. And when you have to spend a weekend dealing with an eviction, you might as well be working for minimum wage. The successful real estate investors either treat it like the business it is, putting in serious hours, or they hire property managers and watch their profits disappear. There's no middle ground. Fact number 2. Your returns are probably terrible and you don't even know it. Real estate investors are masters of creative accounting. They'll brag about their 25% cash-on-cash return, while completely ignoring half the costs and risks involved. It's like bragging about your car's gas mileage while only counting highway miles. Here's what most people forget to include: property taxes, insurance, maintenance, vacancy periods, capital improvements, property management fees, and the opportunity cost of your down payment. Oh, and your time. Remember, this isn't actually passive. Let's do some real math. You buy a $300,000 rental property with $60,000 down. It rents for $2,500 a month. Sounds great, right? But after the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and setting aside money for maintenance and vacancies, you're probably netting around $300,400 a month. That's $3,600, $4,800 a year on a $60,000 investment. Congratulations, you just made 6 to 8% returns while taking on massive risk, dealing with tenants and working part-time as a landlord. You could have thrown that $60,000 into an index fund and made similar returns without ever getting a midnight phone call about a broken toilet. But here's the part that'll really sting. Most real estate investors don't track their true returns. They focus on cash flow and ignore everything else. They don't calculate what their time is worth. They don't factor in the stress. And they definitely don't compare their risk-adjusted returns to other investments. Fact number 3. You're not diversified. You're concentrated and leveraged. Real estate investors love to talk about diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, they say. Then proceed to put 80% of their net worth into properties within a 20-mile radius of their house. That's not diversification. That's geographical concentration with a side of leverage. When you buy real estate, you're making a massive bet on one local market. If that market goes south, maybe a major employer leaves, or interest rates spike, or local regulations change. All your properties get hit at once. You can't diversify away local risk when all your properties are in the same area. And let's talk about leverage. Real estate investors act like leverage is free money. "I only put 20% down," they brag, but leverage amplifies losses just as much as gains. When property values drop 20%, your equity gets wiped out. When rents drop, you still owe the same mortgage payment. Here's what happened to millions of real estate investors in 2008. They thought they were building wealth through real estate, but they were actually taking on massive concentrated risk in an overheated market. When it crashed, they lost everything, not just their investment properties, but often their primary homes too. The uncomfortable truth is that most real estate investors are running extremely concentrated, highly leveraged portfolios while telling themselves they're being conservative. It's like putting your entire retirement fund into one stock, then borrowing money to buy more of the same stock. Fact number 4. The real estate market is not always going up and to the right. Real estate investors suffer from the same recency bias as everyone else. They look at the last 10, 20 years and assume that's how it'll always be. Real estate always goes up, they say. They're not making any more land, they claim. But here's some uncomfortable history. Real estate had basically flat returns for decades. From 1940 to 1980, real estate barely kept up with inflation. From 1990 to 2000, real estate significantly underperformed stocks. And let's not forget 2008 to 2012, when real estate values dropped 30 to 50% in many markets. Japan's real estate market peaked in 1991 and still hasn't recovered 30 plus years later. Detroit property values collapsed and never came back. There are entire regions where real estate has been a terrible investment for decades. But here's what really messes with people's heads. Real estate cycles are long. Stock market crashes last months or maybe a couple years. Real estate crashes can last a decade or more. When you're leveraged and cash flowing negative, a 10-year downturn can destroy your entire financial life. The worst part, unlike stocks, you can't just sell and cut your losses. Real estate is illiquid. When the market turns, you're stuck. You can't just log into your account and sell with a click. You need to find a buyer, negotiate a price, deal with inspections, and hope the deal doesn't fall through. In a declining market, that process can take months or years. Fact number 5. Real estate investing is a full contact sport with regulations, taxes, and liability. Think buying stocks is complicated? Try navigating real estate regulations. Every city has different rules about rentals, tenant rights, safety requirements, and zoning laws. And these rules change constantly, often not in your favor. Rent control laws can cap your income growth. New safety requirements can force expensive upgrades. Tenant protection laws can make it nearly impossible to evict problem renters. One regulatory change can turn a profitable property into a money pit overnight. Then there's taxes. Real estate taxes are incredibly complex. Depreciation recapture, 1031 exchanges, passive activity rules, mess any of this up and you'll get crushed by the IRS. Most real estate investors need specialized accountants, which eats into those great returns they keep bragging about. And liability? Don't even get me started. When you own rental property, you're personally liable for what happens there. Slip and fall accidents, fires, carbon monoxide poisoning. If something goes wrong, you're the one getting sued. That passive income suddenly doesn't feel so passive when you're dealing with lawsuits and insurance claims. Here's the part that'll keep you up at night. Even with LLC protection and insurance, you're still personally at risk. Lawyers are creative and they'll find ways to come after your personal assets if something serious happens at your property. Fact number 6. The real estate education industry is mostly a scam. Turn on late night TV and you'll see them. Real estate gurus promising to teach you their secret system for getting rich through real estate. They'll tell you about no money down strategies and infinite returns, and how you can retire in 90 days through real estate. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of these people make more money selling courses than they ever made in real estate. They're not rich because they're great real estate investors. They're rich because they're great marketers selling dreams to desperate people. The no money down strategies they teach, they're either illegal, incredibly risky, or both. The infinite returns they promise, they're based on creative accounting that ignores risk and time value of money. The retire in 90 days claims? They're complete fantasy designed to separate you from your money. Real estate investing is a legitimate business, but it's a business that requires capital, skills, time, and a lot of hard work. Anyone promising you shortcuts is probably trying to sell you something. The really sad part, people spend thousands on these courses, then fail spectacularly when they try to implement the strategies. They blame themselves for not being smart enough or motivated enough, when the real problem is they were sold a lie from the beginning. Fact number 7. Most real estate investors would be better off in the stock market. This one's going to hurt, but it needs to be said. When you factor in all the time, stress, costs, and risks involved in real estate investing, most people would be better off just buying index funds. The stock market has averaged about 10% annually over the long term. Real estate has averaged about 6% annually. But here's the kicker, that 6% is before you factor in maintenance, vacancy, management, and your time. After all costs, most real estate investors are lucky to clear 4 to 6% annually. But let's say you're exceptional and you actually achieve 8% returns in real estate. You're still not beating the stock market, and you're doing it while taking on massive leverage, concentration risk, and working part-time as a landlord. The stock market is liquid. You can sell anytime. Real estate can take months to sell, and you might not get your asking price. The stock market is truly passive. You can literally set it and forget it. Real estate requires constant attention and management. Here's the math that'll make you uncomfortable. If you took that $60,000 down payment and put it in the stock market at 10% annual returns, you'd have over $400,000 in 20 years. That same $60,000 in real estate, even if everything goes perfectly, you'll probably have around $200,000 to $300,000 in equity. And that's after 20 years of dealing with tenants, maintenance, and all the headaches that come with being a landlord. Look, I'm not saying real estate is always a bad investment. For some people, with the right properties, in the right markets, at the right time, it can work out great. But for most people, it's a lot more work, risk, and stress than it's worth. The uncomfortable truth is that real estate investing has been romanticized by people who profit from selling you the dream. The reality is much messier, much more expensive, and much less profitable than the marketing materials would have you believe. If you're going to invest in real estate, go in with your eyes wide open. Understand the real costs, the real risks, and the real time commitment. And for the love of all that's holy, don't quit your day job based on some guru's promises. Thanks for watching. If this video saved you from making a costly mistake, smash that like button and subscribe for more real estate reality checks. And let me know in the comments, are you still planning to invest in real estate, or did this change your mind? Until next time, keep your expectations realistic and your calculator handy.